All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of
Looks
Breakfast with Disaster. It
looks
does look a little
dusty.
foggy in here. Oh my God. Nikki's been vaping again.
I don't vape.
Um, good. Thank you guys for joining us. It has been a while. It has been weeks and weeks, at least 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks,
It
yeah.
has been 2 weeks
Mhm.
because we have been on a little bit of a break. Nikki, tell me about that break. Where were you? Where were we?
Well, last week I was riding high on the 4th of July.
Oh yeah. Do you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a really fun time.
What
Although
what were your
4th
rose?
of July and a Tuesday. Okay, that's Rosebud Thorn. Thorn 4th of July and a Tuesday. Rose, the weather. Bud, I hope it's never on a Tuesday again.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Um, Yeah, we were at the 4th of July, and then before that, we were at Serve Pro Convention in
Yep.
Tampa,
Surf
Florida.
Pro Convention,
The both of
baby.
us were representing the business,
Building the brand.
building as they say. That was
Mhm.
a good time. Got hit on by a pirate. I will save that story for another time.
Oh, yeah, we should have pulled the photo.
Oh man, I could. Yeah, well, maybe I'll find time to bring it up before the end of the day. But thank you guys for joining us, Lynn, Jennifer, Devin, people hopping on. I appreciate you guys being here. We are celebrating today a milestone in this business, which has been around for almost 27 years.
Yeah.
And that is 100 Google reviews. So technically, we have a couple of franchises. So we've had over 100 reviews together
Okay.
for a while.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that one of our locations has hit that 100 review milestone, and that's not easy to do. Not only because it's just not easy to get those reviews to serve people to be 5 stars across the board most of the time.
Yeah.
Can't please everybody,
No.
as I'm sure you guys know. But it's also Google makes it really hard because they throttle your reviews at 100. They don't want you to get over the milestone for whatever reason, so they start taking reviews down. So we had to fight, scrape, kick, claw, other verbs,
Poison.
poison, to get to that 100 review mark, and we did, and we're so happy. Where I'm serving an omelet bar to all of our techs on Friday to celebrate it. But I thought it might be fun to look at some of our past reviews and kind of tell the story behind them, because a review is what? At most a couple of sentences. Some people don't even write anything.
Yeah.
And you know this from writing Cheers to Monet. Someone would leave you like a 4-star review, and you'd be like,
No, they would leave me 3-star reviews because they were just trying to get like up to a certain status on Google.
yeah, it could be like local guides
Yeah.
thing
So
if
I
you've
could
been there.
I would go on their profiles and they were just reviewing like gas station like rest stops like all over this all
Yeah.
over the state as 3-star reviews. So don't do that. It really frigs with the local business.
Yeah, these are huge for local businesses, and we're very proud of our reviews.
Yeah.
And so I brought a couple up that I thought were interesting, and I'll pop them up for you now. This is our first one we'll take a look at. This is from a fella, Richard Holderland, we helped out. And what I love about this is the pictures. People don't post enough pictures these
Yeah,
days.
we're not seeing our
And so
pictures.
here's what happened, and I'll read what Richard said. He called us Servo Pro, which happens at times. Don't hold it
Servo
against him.
Pro.
Came
Okay.
in after I had 2 pipes burst last January and flooded my house. 4 rooms of my house had to be gutted and repaired. They came in and helped with the insurance company. They helped restore my house to as good or better than it was before. And what I love about this is not just, obviously this is a traumatic event for somebody's home, to have a flood that bad that 4 rooms of your house, which for us would be pretty much our whole house,
Yeah, that's
have to
pretty
be
much our whole
completely torn down to the studs. Um, but I love the detail here, because let me show you some pictures of what this looked like before. That's after. This is what Mr. Holderland's house looked like when this happened. So you have a pipe burst in the ceiling, and your house is full of insulation, goo,
Yeah, that looks
stuff,
like a
whatever.
Build-A-Bear workshop.
Yeah. um, it's just Build a Bear workshop. Um, Imagine walking into that. Middle of January too, so it's not. So you're stuck inside your house.
Freezing.
It's freezing, and most of your house needs to be gutted. And what we were able to do, not just dry it out, but our reconstruction crew, shout out to them, was able to turn that room into this.
Wow.
This looks brand new, like Mr. Holzerland said, perhaps better than it was before, really within the course of a couple of weeks. So to have that happen for anyone, it is a wonderful turnaround, I think. But I love that Mr. Holzerland shared that with us and also shared these photos. Would you live in this house?
Yes, I would live in that house.
All right, that's the only time it's not going to be a theme, I promise.
Okay.
Next review I have for you guys, I like because it's heartwarming to me. And I can't believe people can't see our faces. I wonder if I can move this over so people
No,
can see
that's
yours.
fine.
Do you want to read this one? And then I'll tell you the story behind it.
Okay.
This is from Kim B.
Kim B. We had a need for water remediation at my place of employment. I called and was greeted in a professional manner. Nicole, shout out to Nicole,
Mhm.
explained the urgency of the need due to a client and her baby being displaced because of the damage and was placed on their schedule for the next day. The men that arrived the next day were very professional, explained what they were going to do, called and explained what they did and how much equipment they left. They showed up to check their work and removed equipment as areas became dry. I would not hesitate to call Surf Pro of West Seneca, Lancaster in the future.
So that's another one of our imprints is West Seneca Lancaster. So let me take that so people can see your beautiful face. Here's the story behind that.
Okay.
It says 5 months ago. This was around Winter Storm Elliott, which, as you know, was a hectic time for us. There were
Yes.
pipes bursting everywhere, and we were way backed up. It was really hard.
We had a gigantic list going.
And it was really hard for us to help even people that we work with on a monthly basis. We had to tell them, everybody had to tell their customers, like, listen, I'm not going to be as fast as I usually am.
Yeah,
I can't get you as fast. And we had to make choices about who we prioritized,
correct.
which is hard to do. It's a sacrifice every single
It was a
time.
meeting we had every single day
Hmm.
because we were torn up about it.
Yes. And so Kim here works for a philanthropy called Home Space. And I think I've talked to you about
Oh
Home Space
yeah, Home
before.
Space is really
And they're a
nice.
wonderful organization.
Yeah.
I've worked with them since. I've done some emergency planning for them pro bono. Um, and what they do is they house young mothers, their kids, folks who are maybe aging out of the foster system. Um, it's a wonderful organization in the city. And what we were able to do was prioritize them when they had this water loss because we knew that how important having that home base was for this mother, her child, etc. We were able to say, okay, let's go in there, and we were able to the next day dry it out, restore
Yeah.
the place, so they were able to not be displaced. Which, for someone like Home Space, which their entire mission is creating a base for folks who maybe don't have it,
Right.
was huge. And so they're a great organization. I do encourage you to check them out. But I always see that review and. I now know Kim. I've met her in person, and kind of knowing the backstory there, like it's more than kind of she let on. And our managers were really good about working with them too. So shout out to Devin, who's no longer with us.
He's
He
still alive.
he's still alive. He's moved on to a really great opportunity in construction, but I thought they just did a bang up job.
Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah. All right, this last one,
5 stars.
you're
Gimme.
going to recognize this story. This is from Marianne Koenig. Do you want me to read? I guess I'll read this one.
Okay, read
All
it.
right, 5 stars. I cannot speak highly enough about this team. They were professional, prompt, and performed a wonderful job cleaning up a very damaged home. Could say that basically any job should meet that standard. But I am also happy to report that when the team was removing the damaged carpets, they discovered a large sum of money that my client had hidden underneath. The team immediately reported it to me for retrieval. The integrity of this company cannot be beat. Thank you. You remember that?
Yes.
Shout out to Macy, who was on site there.
Yes.
So, what's the backstory?
Love Macy. Oh gosh, Dan, you're putting me. All I remember is about the money.
Yeah,
It
so
was someone who died.
this was an individual had passed away,
Okay.
and their estate had hired us to do a clean out of the house, which had lots of contents.
Hmm.
There were some messes to clean up, etc.
Yeah,
We
there
won't
was
go
some
into that, but
stuff.
so Macy's on site, and she's removing a carpet. And I believe it might have been an area, I don't know, but she pulls this carpet up, and she finds like a hidey hole, basically.
Hmm.
And inside that hidey hole is like $10,000
Cash.
cash. I never would have known there was $10,000 there. The family never would have known there was $10,000 there. No one. Macy could, and not that Macy would ever do this, not that anyone would do this, but there would have been no way for us to have known if somebody were to take that money and run.
Yeah, remember like on The Sopranos?
No.
Janice Soprano in her mother's basement looking for all
Oh
the
yeah, it
hidden
would have been like that.
cash. Yeah.
And Macy, the first thing she does is get on the phone with us, get on the phone with the estate lawyer, and be like, "Listen, I."
She immediately she found the money, and her first call was to the office, which that alone speaks volumes.
She takes pictures. She's like, "I don't know what to do with this. what do I do? And we were able to very quickly put together a response to get that money back to the rightful people, to get everything in that house back to the rightful people, get it back to the estate so that it could be distributed accordingly. And it really impressed me that there was no hesitation, there's no question. And I mean, all of our crew is great. Don't get me, they're all background checked. There's no
Yeah.
reason that I
they're
would
all
expect a
background
single person to ever do anything dishonest. But just having that moment, it's like a textbook example of someone having integrity.
Yeah, we could have had a hot tub for the whole warehouse for everyone to use after their long work day.
Yes, but instead we did the right thing.
That we did the right thing.
But maybe we can think about that when we do the build out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hot tub, built-in hot tub.
Yeah. So that
Your office.
for that I think is a really great story, and it really goes to show the
It is.
quality
That was
of
a
the
big
people.
deal. That was a big.
Because
That was a big deal.
as the person who does the hiring, you do not take that lightly. Who we bring on.
No,
It,
absolutely not.
This is a job where people are trusted. They're very autonomous. They're working on these job sites more or less on their own. We only hire people we know to be of high moral character, and that was like proof in the pudding. We made the right decision there.
Yeah.
So shout out to Macy.
Love Macy.
So that's our celebration of 100 reviews, and I have a surprise for you.
It's like Disney 100.
I'm gonna Venmo you $100.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna
We'll see.
Venmo everybody $100 who's watching this show right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
No, but we are gonna do our prize draw. You ready for that?
Yeah.
So bring up the wheel of names here. So this is there's Stormy. Or that Blaze. If you guys are unfamiliar with the wheel of names and the prize drawing, every week we've got people in the Serve Pro Mug Club. Their mug number gets registered to this wheel. We draw a prize, and if you're watching, you get a double prize. Only way for me to know you're watching is if you comment and say hi, how you doing? Congratulations on 100 reviews.
Good morning.
You could leave our 101st review if you want. That would be very much appreciated.
Yeah, guys.
So if you have that experience with Serve Pro, that would just Google Serve Pro the South Downs, leave a review. That would be awesome. But now it's time to draw the prize. You ready?
Clickety clack.
Clicky clack clack. Here we go. Where are we gonna end up? 591. That is none other than Wayne Guile of Cattaraugus Schools. So we'll be taking a trip down to Cattaraugus County to provide Wayne with his prize. And Wayne, I'm almost positive you're not watching because I don't know that you have ever watched, I will admit. But if you were somehow on here, let us know. And we'll make sure you get your double prize accordingly. What else?
That's a long trip.
Well, it's good to get down there. Say hi. Hi to everybody.
Yeah. We can talk about the storms.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about this, but we've been so you guys have probably seen east of here some massive, really serious rainfall in New York and Vermont.
Yeah.
And Serve Pro has really responded in force. We have so many teams out there right now helping out.
And we're one of them.
Yeah, we're one of them, helping people to recover from that storm. In some places, the power is still not on. And so massive rainfall plus power outages is a really big deal. They cut it from the street in places.
Really?
Yeah. So shout out to the teams who are working out there. Shout out to our folks who are working out there, helping people, in our case, people who are displaced from housing.
Yeah.
So
we got our generators out there.
Yeah, we're helping out however we can.
Yeah, trying to get everything dried up.
So wish everybody luck. We are going to help with the recovery effort. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Until then, thanks for joining.